Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have our first Battle Line Network regular season event. Our first map is Hagerstown Turnpike, where the IVB is leading the USA attacking, whereas the Kelly's Brigade is leading the defense as the CSA. And then our second map here is Eastwoods. We have the Jackson's Division leading the CSA attacking, with 9th Corps defending as USA on this map. Now your regiments for this event: on the CSA side, we have the Kelly's Brigade, the JD, the 2nd Mississippi, and then on the USA team, we have the Irish Volunteer Brigade, 9th Corps, 14th Brooklyn, and the 9th Virginia. And with that being said, here's our standings before today's event. It should be exciting. I hope you enjoy. Here we go. We're in the first map here. My PC crashed once this started, so we missed the Union charging up this hill and taking it. And they knocked the CSA down to engage. They're charging in here.
Oh my goodness.
So, announcing with me today, we have myself, we have Fusewell Jackson.
How's it going?
And then we also have Corded.
Yo, what's up?
So, we had the newest update drop yesterday, so the morale stages is a big part of that, because as you can see now on your screen, the CSA bar is halfway down. That means they're halfway to taking losses. Union just hit engaged. This charge is pretty close, but Union is going to win. Quickly looking at our numbers here, pretty much a dang even fight, 62 v 63. Apologize for missing the beginning of the fight, but the PC loves going black. But anyways, yeah.
Indeed. And unlike that PC, which crashed, definitely CSA took a little bit of a crash themselves over here. Now at halfway, like you said, at taking losses. It's definitely going to hurt them, especially because Union still holds that hill.
Indeed.
I'm wondering if those two CSA companies could have charged in and wiped the rest of them. There weren't many left, and they would have held their flags, but so is the tell of fate.
For sure.
I think it would have helped, because they would have at least pinned the Union in their spawn for a little bit, and they'd get the cover of the hill.
Oh yeah.
Another thing that I forgot to mention on the top right of your screen, you have Brutish Virus from 9th Corps. He's streaming the Union perspective, and then on top of that, this is the first match of the regular season. I don't know if I mentioned that, but the IVB is leading this round. They are telling the Union team what to do, whereas Kelly's Brigade is leading the CSA team on this round for their first regular season match. So we have 2nd MS holding in the woods here next to some KB, 10th Tennessee. We have Natty here, the man, the myth, the legend himself. On the far left side, we have more KB, 1st Missouri, and they're being charged out.
I mean, there's just no time. There's just no time to get anything out. It's just a full-out brawl. Understandably so, because Union knows they're ahead. I mean, they're just going to go all to the mag, try to charge out any out of position, which they are indeed out of position. Wow. That's definitely going to hurt even more.
Sure, and you can see CSA is about to hit taking losses as well. So, you both are CSA. What would you guys do here to try to win this match if you were the CSA?
Gordon, you can go ahead first.
All right, let's see here. That is a good question. I'd probably try and hide. Not necessarily hide, even, but just not being so close to the Union. Because even at this corner, you're taking a lot of tickets, because right now they're in a crossfire from the people to their north and from the people on the hill. So it's just not a good position to be in. There are defilades back toward the artillery, which are helpful. I would rather be there than in a place that the Union can shoot at me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm 100% on board with that, especially on a map like Hager's. I mean, there's not a lot of guys left. You have to understand that there are indeed just about 100, I think, in total, so it's a 50v50. And so each, whether it be formation, skirmishing, or out-of-line ticket that you take, it's going to be very heavy because of the low population. Myself, I would not go into those woods. I would try to stall for time. It's a long time. Like I said, you don't have enough tickets to really stall for a longer period of time, but it gives you more time to work with, rather than being at taking losses in about... No, didn't quite hit that, but, you know, at 30 minutes taking losses, it's not going to be good. They are going to hit taking losses at 30 minutes. Just stall for time at this point, you know.
Yeah, they are.
I was a little bit late. Damn it.
A little bit. And now the Union's being to push forward here. Who is it? It is 9th Corps.
9th Corps.
Christmas in
the
February. You do have a couple of 1st Missouri guys out here. They are going to die. This poor flag bearer.
Seeing his comrades goes down, he's going to do a serpentine movement.
My flag, fucker.
No longer
He
his
goes
flag.
down.
But are they going still? Nope. It's Collector being Collector here.
Moses
Brutish as well. So,
picks up the flag after the Christmas music fades away into the woods.
indeed. So yeah, Unions. That's actually. This is. I really like seeing both sides, what ticket stages they're at, spectator-wise.
Yeah,
It
definitely. Not
takes-
to mention for their side as well, for being on the ground. I'm sure that kind of helps them gauge whether or not to attack or push, because right now CSA is definitely feeling it. Union is at a quarter at engaged, right? They feel nice. They feel pretty adamant about holding that hill, and rightfully so. You know, why would you give up that hill if you're winning? Especially since they're all coming towards you. Oh my God. KB taking some shots.
Yeah, so the whole CSA team is converging on this point here in the woods. Engaging shots. We're almost a third of the way through the round. And CSA is losing a lot here. I mean, yeah, I think 14th Brooklyn's holding out here out on the street. Yep, they're holding out on the street. You have 9th Corps and 9th VA in the center here, and then IVB out on the far right. CSA, looks like you have some 1st Missouri guys out here skirmishing to their right. Really, the rest of KB. And then I think JD was in there as well. And Suckin' MS is in the back.
I mean, at this point, if CSA does want to turn this around, if JD does want to turn this around, you got to pull everybody back. You got to stop engaging. It's less fun, albeit, but if you're in it to win it, the only option here is to pull back away from that tree line and start taking minimal casualties from a distance. They have to come off of that hill. If you pull them into artillery range, then you got all the say over that land, right? Fight on ground that you want to choose, and even though they are choosing this ground to fight, it's not working, unfortunately, as we can see. But they're going back in. KB leading the charge.
They're going back in with not everybody. They're going in one at a time, and that's not going to cut it.
And they're actually spread out. One side is going for a different company. The other side is attacking in a different line. Oh yeah, they're all spread out.
Yeah, there's some more trickling in as well, and this is just going to be some nice kills for the Union here.
Oh yeah, nice little ticket farm going on. The corn is not ready to be harvested. The tickets are plentiful.
There they go.
look
Yeah,
at
CSA's
that
almost
bar
on the
go
breaking.
down.
Holy crap. I kind of wish I kept the thing on just to see that bar go down. Because holy crap, both sides are knocked down to their edge now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, once Union forces the Confederacy into breaking, they can just cap and win. I'm surprised they haven't sent a group over to start pre-capping yet.
I mean, you know, the situation just seems, you know, I mean, they're getting good shots off. CSA's probably thinking they're, you know, they can definitely hold in those woods. But now that you can actually see how many tickets you're taking, whether it be losing or winning, it kind of changes the dynamic of the game. I'm a little bit disappointed, to be honest, watching this and not seeing the CSA utilize that counter to gauge whether or not they can charge over a hill into 30 Yankees, you know.
Yeah, they can see they're down. So the best I can hope for is evening. Getting even casualties, but even then, the ticket imbalance isn't going to go in their favor. And Union's already sending people closer to the cap. And 14th Brooklyn's taking the road.
Oh yeah, they know
Yeah,
they're
they're
down, and this is what we were talking about earlier before the game even started. And, you know, Union knows they're close to breaking, so they're going to send some skirmishers on point. Pre-capping, I think, is going to be a days of the past, maybe. You know, I don't think it's really necessary to pre-cap. You could, right? Definitely because they're close to breaking, but, you know, as we can see here, 14th BK. Not really sure what that acronym stands for.
Burger King.
Burger King. Very cool.
Whopper.
Whopper for the CSA. And ninth course started on artillery. Was that?
Oh, that was an artillery shell.
That was already, but people looked like people just got knocked down. No, I
Yeah.
don't think anyone died.
Maybe
That-
one or two, but
That is weird.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
ninth
Union
court just
guys,
shrugging
the
it
game's
off.
over. Both sides are taking losses. The Confederacy is coming back. They're gonna win this game. It's not even close.
I'd say
Right,
the only way to
not even
win
close.
is if artillery absolutely just annihilates every single. Oh, well, never mind. I mean, I
Crap.
think it's pretty much over. I mean, like I said, if artillery just nails every single one of these guys right now, it might have a chance.
You
to
just
beat that.
annihilate the whole team.
Yeah, just one shell, 30 guys. I believe in them, and they're already taking point. There is no CSA to respond except the artillerymen and
Yeah.
a flag bearer.
Dang.
Like that's
Like CSA is mostly
Wow.
going for the hill.
yeah.
They-
I mean, this
They're
game's
gonna-
over.
This game is over.
I feel like they just wanted it to be over with.
Yeah.
KB was just like, guys, we're not winning Hagerstown. Our first piece, we're not winning. So we're just gonna end the round quickly, get on to the next thing.
Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing, but I do believe on Hagerstown that they do have a chance. But it was just a way. After that first charge, it was, you know, that giveaway to
mean-
go ahead, open door for point, and Union takes the win.
Yeah, I mean, CSA was overwhelming Union at the end and starting to deal a decent amount of tickets. But yeah, that does it. Corded, your thoughts for this round?
What irks me is that the CSA didn't change their strategy at all. They still kept going into those woods, even though they could see that they were behind on tickets and losing tickets faster than the Union. And they didn't pull back at all.
Yeah. And then Fusewell Jackson, your thoughts?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit disappointed with the, you know, I mean, right, 39, 54 casualties they inflicted on the Union on that first charge. They might have felt pretty nice about that, but again, like Corded said, you could see how many tickets you're taking. At that point, hey, rethink the strategy a little bit and maybe pull back. It definitely felt like they wanted it to be over, you know. But man, no other words to describe it other than disappointing. So
So the
For
final
sure.
count is 244 to 246. So just like even losses.
Thank
Oh,
you for
yeah.
that. And we'll see you in the second round. Here we are with our now second round on the East Woods. Ninth Corps is leading the Union team to victory, and the JD is leading the Confederacy to victory on this map. Of course, one of them is going to win. We'll see if the CSA play is better this round. But regardless of that, congrats to the IVB for getting the first win of the Battle Line Network Wednesday event. They're 1-0.
1-0, undefeated.
They are.
Very cool.
So second
Definitely the
MS
best way
round,
to
bro.
start off the season for sure. Yeah, second MS is immediately going up to that snake fence because they know Union pushes up. Are they actually pushing up?
Yes, they are.
Oh, yes, they are, it seems like. It's a good position. I mean, they want to get shots off first, get as many tickets across that field. That's why second MS moved up. IVB is now moving down the snake fence to actually contest second Mississippi right here. Oh, my God.
Union's playing very aggressive. There's a bunch of more Union in the back, but I mean,
Wow. Second Mississippi completely a little bit caught off guard right there. Officer Natty trying to hold him off, actually shoots the officer. He goes down himself. The flag immediately falls back. Union will take that victory with their 30 guys. Wow.
yeah, and then I
Yep.
mean, JD is gonna sneak around behind the Union. You have more Union back close to the point, but now most of the Union team is on this snake fence, shooting towards the
gosh.
Confederates that are coming in.
It's a turkey shoot. I mean, open, wide open shots. Flags going down left and right. Officer goes down. Sledge takes him out, however. Still getting his shots off with the Lamat. Union is taking some hits right here. As they're finally on that snake fence, it's just a shootout at this point.
Hey,
Remember,
Preston,
JD is
look
right
at that,
behind him.
There's that morale go down.
Oh, yeah. CSA is actually, I mean, I'd say they're pretty even at this
It
point.
is close.
Taking even tickets.
Yeah, they're evening it up. I think they're losing the battle here, though. They might get stuck in their spawn.
Yeah, CSA definitely might lose this battle. It's a hard
Yeah,
fought battle,
CSA 's
however.
gonna
There is
lose.
another JD company behind them, however. We'll see how that goes.
They're on the snake
there
fence position.
okay. They just don't
So-
want to deal with this.
So the Union is leading. On the other side, though, we do have 14th Brooklyn. It looks like they got pushed back by JD, but yeah, the Union just has this firm point on the CSA spawn.
Oh, you come here.
He did indeed come there.
Indeed. So the Union just has free range on the CSA spawn.
And they're going to come back. They're coming back for the flag, understandably so, but they're just going to take so
Wait.
many more tickets out here. As I
Where-
say that,
where are
they
they
miss
going?
their shots.
Where's this guy going? There's no flags. Oh.
All right.
Okay, let's head back. The war is over, gentlemen. We're
We
going
won.
back. We won.
So JD is now going behind the Union. Moving to stop them, though, is 9th Corps. I don't know if they're there. But good English.
Oh,
but
they do know. They're trying to set up a line right now, it seems like.
9th Corps doesn't see him.
They're all crouching.
Do not fire. Who is aiming? Who's aiming? He's
All
the
of
one
them.
to Fire.
So 9th Corps falls back with 14th Brooklyn. It looks like
Oh, all of
IVB is
them
now
pull
going to move
back.
out as well. They're going to run
IVB is
right into
actually
them.
going to immediately, yeah, wow.
I'm sorry, I'm dying.
Sorry, Superman. They killed
Shots are coming out. Unfortunately, JD is not going to be able to hold them off. Immediately pulling back. Oh my god.
Yeah, GG just collapsed and they fell back. They're
This is the
pursuing.
CSA's time to break out of spawn, though.
Absolutely. Although they are down on tickets. JD, oh, he's going to get stalled on that fence because of the vaulting mechanics. Their
They
flag
lose
goes
their
down.
flag.
Damn. However, the officer remix shows no quarters, and he is indeed falling back, trying to
so-
cover his men.
And speaking of that, the rest of the Confederates now are pushing forward.
That was very smart by the Union. I hats off to them right here, because they know they're ahead, given the tickets at the top of the screen because of the new contention update, and now they're immediately pulling back into the woods, which is great, because now they can reset, set up a defensive position, let them come to the fence.
I'm not sure I agree.
IVB
No, I
seems
think
to have
they-
a
I think they-
sickness.
I think they peeled too many people off to chase JD.
Well,
I mean, they
ninth,
can
ninth-
press tab and see how many people they have. And they only have 11, and they
Yeah.
knew that there were 3 Confederate flags down, so that was 3 companies that were pinned in their spawn.
So this is
So
interesting.
I wouldn't have paid too much attention to that one group.
So 9th Corps fell back. I don't think they saw JD. IVB was moving to fall back, but they saw him, so they pursued. But 14th Brooklyn is now going out to that far right side, which is fascinating. IVB doing a little circle motion. 9th Corps looks like they're back, possibly behind point.
Yeah, I'm
So-
not actually sure what they're doing. KB seems to be trying to take that northern flank all around to the left, and there's 2 smaller companies of CSA holding that snake fence. I mean, they're just going to wait there, which this just favors the Union guys, because they can just wait there all they want. The timer is going to come down, tick, 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 but they're the ones closest to engaged.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, where is 14th Brooklyn going? They saw the CSA. They're getting shot at, but they're circling around. I don't know if they're trying to go up to that snake fence or not. Who is here? First Missouri is there. You do have another Confederate group there sneaking around the right side. 14th Brooklyn is halting, though. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So, from this nice kind of overview here, you can see the CSA is trying to do this little encircling movement. It's actually really cool to see.
That is very cool. You have one contingency actually dropping the Union flag, keeping the Brooklyn boys busy on that snake fence in the woods while this pincer movement is going down. However, that right side with that CSA group, I don't think they have enough men to actually complete this encirclement. On the left, however, is the majority of the KB squadron. Oh, and one Union guy actually scouts out the entire army. I'm sure he's going to be able to report to his Union company. They're going all the way behind.
They are indeed. They're going
Wow.
a long ways behind.
This is spooky. It's very quiet.
Do they see him? They are adjusting, but I don't know if they see him or not. Shots ring out. CSA losing their flag.
Ouch. That's going to hurt, especially because they're not going to be able to sustain an engagement. However, I don't think they're really looking for that because they are behind 14th Brooklyn right here and IVB.
They just wiped them. Holy crap.
The CSA guys is actually playing the Rebel Yell.
Union's
Wow.
losing morale stages because of that yell. You hear that yell, you know that means.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, wait. They're at battle ready, huh? Oh, my gosh.
They're about to
IVB
hit
running
engage.
into KB.
Wow, a lot of those shots missed, but that's not even going to matter. Confederates hitting engage.
Yeah, they hit engage first. Impressive. I mean, very much hats off. Congratulations to Union right here.
Union's about to hit engage. Actually, no, they still got a little ways.
The CSA group is still just firing into the woods. Oh, there is indeed a company right there. Trying to hold them off. Brooklyn just holding their position.
They are indeed. I think this is JD. Oh, yeah, JD's going off to that left side now.
I don't think JD means to engage, especially after that, because they're just scouting. They got to be just scouting ahead or something. They do not have enough forces to deal with this entire Union army near that fence. I mean, yikes, two flags down, especially for their main companies. That's got to hurt.
Yeah, behind the Union line as well. You know what would be kind of cool is if you spawned in, you know, Battlefield 1, you're like, you got an overview and you're seeing everything. That'd be funny if you came down from the sky like this and then just, whoop, you're in.
Yeah. Especially during a fight, if you're spawning in on the flag, it just zooms you into the chaos.
Oh my goodness, that'd be crazy.
The JD going in from the west side. I'm not sure if they actually see them.
They see them. Ninth Corps doesn't see them.
Ninth Corps does not see them.
I don't think JD knows that there's a lot there.
Yeah, they
JD
just took
missed
their
those
shots. I don't think they recognize that they were there.
Yeah, or they
That
just
guy
don't care
knows.
enough. They just shrugged off those shots like it was a fly bothering their morning breakfast.
One guy there knows they're there. Ninth Corps is actually moving to this rock. It looks like they're getting ready
Yeah.
in case they go down the right side. There is some fighting happening over here, though.
Oh yeah,
Second
Union is
MS.
prepared actually for 2nd Mississippi here.
Who's here to stop them? It is the IVB.
IVB knows they're over there. This is going to get very heated if 2nd Mississippi... Oh, they can see that flag in plain view. They know they're over there. I don't think they have good... And they open fire.
Shots being engaged. People are being hit.
Keep up
Oh, they
that
shot
independent
Natty in the
fire,
head.
gentlemen. It's north
They
and
got
west.
Natty.
Officer goes down.
Northwest.
Second MS is in ruins now. Natty is no more. But they do have Smokey.
Oh yeah. And very nice hats.
Oh, indeed.
That
Rock for hard
fucking
cover,
hats.
gentlemen. Rock for hard
Yeah,
cover.
they're all hiding behind one rock with their red flag.
Look at their red guys. You can't see the flag, I promise you. So shots being engaged there. JD is still kind of probing. The rest of the CSA is spawning in. That looks like KB is over there. I think who's up front here? It is 14th Brooklyn. They're falling back. 9th Corps is kind of just around the point here. Who was that officer?
Oh! Was that a
Union's-
Union officer?
Yeah, it was.
That was.
Union's about to hit.
That's what
Is the Union thing really close?
I
I
think
think
it's
it is.
really
They
close.
still got a little bit left. I mean, all these guys are dying in formation regardless. I'd say if they took maybe 8 more out of lines, they would have engaged. Just about, maybe. I'm not sure. But CSA is actually digging into their engaged state right now. They're getting dug in at least a little bit. So Union is still has a decent lead, I would say. Definitely a comfortable lead.
Second MS is readjusting here. Are they falling back?
Right now,
Second
KB is
Mississippi.
coming in to reinforce them.
You are
And then
indeed
they'll
right.
push up together.
They're going to slam into this Union left that is held by the IVB.
Oh, Oh my God. Jesus, this is
They're
going to be
getting
a
mighty
wide
close.
flank.
Second MS taking shots, probably to distract.
They immediately scouted it out. Officers taking shots. This is going to get real bloody real quick. Only a handful of guys on that right side of the line able to open fire.
Everybody is just flying.
The rest of the Union on the left side of the line now coming in to engage. Oh, this is going to hurt. Oh, but Union able to hold, I think. Oh,
I mean,
well,
IVB
maybe.
got wiped.
Here comes Corps come to help.
Indeed.
Here comes more. More CSA is actually charging in. There's a full CSA squadron. I believe that's 2nd Mississippi over to their right.
What the fuck? We win.
Oh my God. Hawkeye. He's blasting someone in the face.
14th Brooklyn
Yeah.
here as well. That officer just died.
Union is going to win that charge, but the incoming shots from the CSA line is definitely going to hurt him at least a little bit. But Union is still actually further ahead than CSA, especially after that charge.
JD has gotten behind the Union, and
They
they're
have.
poised to attack him.
Second MS is the last group here from that charge. Remnants of KB is still there, but 9th Corps holding strong here. Shots being engaged. Is JD moving? What are they doing?
They've moved up closer to point.
They got their
They
flag.
took some shots into the back of the Union.
Oh,
James is absolutely going to catch a whiff of JD remix. And he goes down, but I think JD...
oh, what a
ooh,
shot by
Remix
Sevi. What a
catches
shot.
a whiff of Sevi. Union dishing it back
What a
out. I think JD is
shot.
pulling back because they know that their spawn is like right behind them. That was an
So-
impressive shot.
9th Corps is falling back, way off a point.
I think that's Brooklyn. Brooklyn frontlining with their 10 something guys right here. Oh no, that is IVB. No,
Oh, it's
remnants
14th.
of Brooklyn.
We need to pull back. We're getting picked off one by one.
What'd you call me, boy?
A very astute observation as another guy goes down. Goes to
Indeed.
Tushima, calling that out that they need to fall back.
So the Union is still had actually a decent amount of the Union is going out to this barn here. Is this it's IVB?
To me, it looks like CSA is catching up.
Little by little, they are indeed catching up.
Yeah. As,
It
as
is a
they're
little bit
attacking
closer.
more aggressively, they're taking more tickets off, which is what they need to do.
So is the Union trying to force them to cap? And they want to counter push and push them in the last stand? The Confederates?
It's kind
I
of
don't
hard
know.
to tell. CSA, knowing that they're kind of down, would feel probably comfortable taking that point. I wouldn't blame them if they did. It's a smart maneuver, especially to get them out. They're probably going to scout out the wood line a little bit, see where they're actually at, realize that they're sitting in spawn, and then
9th Corps is way out here.
they're
they're-
way out there. They pulled way
Since
back.
when did you get this far?
How far can you go?
Now they're taking the Tour de France over here, exploring their
Oh
boundaries.
crap! You can go decently far out.
You can
That's
hold on
gotta
that
be new.
snake fence, I think. they're just their officer running ahead of the company. I think they're
Boys.
doing laps.
Here's a tour of the Eastwood skirmish area. Now, as you can see, there's some corn.
Or a part of the smokestacks conquest / contention area.
No shot.
Weird. 9th Corps going into the corn.
That's a bold move for this map. Nothing's happening.
I mean, sure. However, they're gonna end up back at their spawn, basically.
Yeah, this is essentially their spawn.
They have flanked their own spawn.
No shot.
Big brain.
I'm sure they're just looking out to see if any CSA companies actually go this. They can't go that far north. Never mind. I'm not sure what they're doing. I'm at a loss. I'm not
Aye.
gonna
They get
pretend like I
probably to
know.
see-
It's strange.
They're just trying to wait for the CSA to cap.
But the CSA are not capping. They're like,
Yeah. Well,
are they
let's
doing?
go for the Union then.
it's
So
just
they're
killing
just running down
time.
the time. They're just
This is-
hanging out in the
yeah.
house.
This is what CSA should have done on Hagerstown. I mean, stall for time. If CSA isn't going to cap, this is just going to be another 4 minutes, and minutes matter on this battlefield, especially now that they're both at engaged. 27 minutes left on the clock. They're all in the house.
Must be one of them
Yep.
I got
We
trapped.
gotta fix it. We gotta fix it.
Somebody stabbed.
Okay, this is my home. I'm trying to help fix it.
Do I need to shoot?
Yeah.
Don't fucking hit me.
IVB doing some plumbing work, perhaps. Maybe some carpentry.
Yeah, it's gonna push you out of the spot. No, one more try, one more try.
What are we trying to fix? Holy.
I mean, another minute ticks down from the clock. CSA still not willing to cap. They're just kind of trying to explore. They might think they're still
What
in the
the
woods.
heck?
I think that's what's happening.
Who's this group all the way up here? It is 1st Missouri, the skirmishers. This was fascinating. It's actually winter time right now. Both sides resting for the winter. Harsh conditions on the battlefield.
I love this.
Are you
Nolan, down.
are you giving a speech,
what's your
not game
favorite
chat?
Moth.
Alright, guys, we're doing stand-up comedy. Moth. Okay.
Looks like JD's starting to move up on the cabin. Maybe they can get that far.
Whoever can get up on top of the fence can do stand-up comedy.
Sebby's trying to do.
We talk about.
Sorry.
Stand-up comedy.
Sebby's trying to do
talk
stand-up
about-
comedy.
Oh gosh.
Shoot Armanis, he's a fucking dumbass. Fucking idiot. You're not funny anyway, bitch.
If anything,
There's a volley that just went on.
I want to see. We'll
Off
see
in
what
the
this is, and then we'll
distance.
head back to the comedy here. Was it these guys who shot? It was.
Oh.
It was the 1st Missouri. Are they?
Beautiful shots. I mean, what
I-
better shots can you get through 30 feet
amen.
of thickets?
For
Goodness.
sure.
So what are we waiting for exactly?
we're waiting for me to finish opening Pokemon cards.
No shot.
Can I help you?
Hell yeah. Alright, everybody,
You
let's
got
go.
it.
Move it out, move it
But
out.
that's our opener.
I got a shiny Mewtwo from a Shining Fates pack.
Ah,
Are you
ready?
kidding, bro? How much is that shit?
The wonderful banter of Ninth Corps holding in the corn.
Indeed. Like, we got some movement. Who is this?
2 minutes have gone
Maybe.
by.
Yeah, the
3
CSA
minutes
they're
now.
freezing the cap. I mean, Union's ahead. What the heck? What's have we any new shenanigans?
Sound cat assault.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like some.
We're
Punjabi
20 minutes
music.
into the round. This is by far the most interesting Eastwoods map I've ever seen in my life.
Alright, we're gonna do this. Kelly's Brigade.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
All of
Here's the
Kelly's
strategy.
Brigade. Double quick, got on the officer. We're moving down the road. Let's go, boys.
Double quick, gun on the general. Let him out.
No signs of wanting to cap. They're just going to move it down the road again, trying to locate these Union guys, but they're not going to be able to locate them at any point in time. And another, now 4 minutes go by. Nothing has really happened. Union is playing this. They're playing them like a fiddle right now. I mean,
Yeah, what the heck?
I'm so goddamn glad I left
oh. Shout out to the 2nd Mississippi.
Amen.
Apparently they lost a man.
I mean,
Someone is happy about it.
the second one, they cut out there. What are we missing here? There's some War of Rights lore. I wonder
Yeah.
if someone's made a War of Rights iceberg.
Maybe. It would have to be either one of us, either announcers or one of the prominent officers. That's a good song.
It is. Jeez.
What else can you do in the corn? Corn is a nice fit. This is like the rave parties of now. Like everybody just gathered in the 1860s. You guys didn't know that. Everybody gathered up in corn, played music from 200 years later, and just had a rave party.
It's actually quite crazy that they could do that for back then. I mean, they built the pyramids. How they do that, no one knows. How they play rave music from 200 years in the future,
Very
no one
impressive.
knows.
The History
is-
Channel
what's
doesn't want to
happening here?
mention it, but
Well, they do
that's a
talk about
beautiful
aliens a lot.
line.
That was incredible. It just established dominance the rest of the round, so I was really impressed by that. Everybody else.
They're doing
Just a
debrief.
pep talk.
They're doing
second round,
debrief.
We're cleaning it up so far. You know, we're gonna whip them really hard here, hopefully. Anyways, with that being said, I believe we have two promotions. Major Sevi, will you please do the honors?
They just changed the names.
After action.
Go ahead and do promotions.
Oh, they're doing it in
In the heat of
Discord.
battle. Oh my.
Oh jeez. All right. Major has fucked himself. So
Tiger just said, "Man, this is gonna be a riveting BLN video."
Captain,
Bro,
E-Man. Is E-Man in here?
this portion of the second
Yeah,
round
you
is
and
just the highlight reel.
E-Man?
You know, I think this video is gonna be the least amount of War of Rights content that you've had.
All right, developers, I know you wanted to see
Man,
how
yes.
the update treated the game.
Oh, this is so sad.
It actually made everyone
This
want to
is the
stop
result.
fighting.
Yeah. You've attained peace through updates, which is quite impressive.
Especially
CSA
for the
actually
time.
went down a little bit, by the way, unengaged.
Yeah,
a
that's
couple more
how does that
tickets.
even happen? No shots
There's
him.
some team
Oh,
killer
is
going
this,
on.
is this guy getting promoted?
Since he's already been for the rank of recruit, and since this is the second thing at Glorious Irish Volunteer Brigade of ours, please take aim in his face. He's being put to the rank of full private. Fire!
Actually, oh my god.
Oh, now they're capping.
No, that took him
are
a while.
indeed
That took him a
capping.
while. That was
Well, I
like
mean-
Minutes.
that's
You know,
crazy.
one good thing about the IVB being at this cabin instead of being in their spawn
Actually, that's
is that the
pretty
CSA
well
isn't gonna expect them to come from there.
company.
You know, except for them volleying there and giving up their position.
I'm sure that turned a
That's
couple
true.
of heads, but I
Yeah.
think CSA is none the wiser regardless. We'll see how it plays out.
So they're gonna go charge point.
Yep, back
I mean,
into the
see,
action
this
we
is
go.
this is gonna be so hard. This is gonna be fascinating.
Over here.
So they finally capped. 27 minutes left. IVB and 9th Corps and companies, 14th Brooklyn, 9th VA. They're going to be moving out now. 12 minute. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 11 minutes on the clock. If they hold out for 7 minutes, they might be able to get the time that they lost back, and it'll be all in vain. But Union immediately taking them to quarters and trying to push up here with Barbie Girl.
Let's get up, boys.
Okay, due to this song, sound pads are now banned in the battle line.
Copyright strike incoming.
Copyright, the whole channel is
Not
being
this
taken
close to
down.
monetization.
It has all come down to this Barbie song.
JD is actually going to get a nice smell of Yankees. Oh, they're actually... Well,
Holy
Oh,
crap, my game
the
line.
officer turns around.
They don't care, they're going
But
in.
they're still going in. They're actually not going to be able to regroup with their other sister company right here. They're just going straight in.
Now the CSA doesn't see IVB coming on their right flank.
Where are they at? Where's IVB at? Yeah, no, they're here.
They're at the east. They came from the cabin. They didn't come from their spawn.
CSA actually gets taking losses here. Oh my god. 9th Corps now mixing it in with IVB. Coming in. They're all reloading. They actually catch the CSA off guard because they're not loaded. They're going to go ahead and wipe this company, take what's theirs, and absolutely claim this point. Had virtually zero ticket loss. Well, some ticket loss was attained, but they're just going to keep going. I believe that's the entire CSA team. Union is
IV's, they're
still
going. They're not stopping.
They're not stopping for anything. CSA
Oh
is
my
actually able to
gosh.
hold point.
So it looks like CSA caught back up to the Union ticket wise. Still CSA on the point.
That's smart of IVB to do that, because then they can try and pin the CSA back in there once more.
Yeah, unfortunately, do they have enough manpower to do it?
Do they have a flag?
They're actually no. All their
Second,
flags
second
are
mess
back.
is running out of spawn though. That's more of them, because they don't want what happened at the beginning to happen again.
Union, now the majority of Union. However, I did think Union won that charge. Now CSA is actually coming up to that snake fence line and trying to get back into the fight to hold point. Union is definitely going to see this and respond.
Yeah, so Collector looks like he's just going to take these guys. Ah, they do have a flag. Ninth Corps is responding there. But it looks like these guys are just going to... Collector panicking because there's a couple CSA coming this way.
Oh my gosh, this is not going to be for Union if they do get indeed wiped out here. Because right now, actually, Union has taken way more tickets now after that charge. CSA is in the lead.
Oh, Pratly's coming in for the rescue. He doesn't see Knight, though. He's dodging shots. Oh,
Oh.
poor Pratly.
Oh, another Rambo goes down. 10 tickets. Man, CSA is now fully regrouped on point, ready to meet the Union attack. I think they're attacking. I'm not really too sure what's going on over there.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay.
Can you not?
All right.
Who the fuck is
Morse code for they are coming. Wonderful to see 9th Corps has now discovered Morse code.
Indeed. I think Collector was just scared of that future technology.
Oh, yeah.
Baby, let's go on Collector.
So it looks like they're moving back towards the point. You do have a small Union group near point. It is IVB. And they're going.
Oh, they're going to charge into a force way greater than theirs, but CSA is actually going to countercharge. CSA will definitely win this engagement right here. Not without getting a little bit of hits themselves. Fascinating. Actually, is CSA going to win? Oh my gosh.
They were winning, but the rest of the Union's now in, and that's it.
That's that. Yeah, CSA
Oh,
got
crap,
a Ooh.
crap.
Another charge going on now on that snake fence. 9th Corps taking heavy casualties, trying to hold that snake fence. CSA coming in, pushing in, firing and advancing, killing them all. The flag rightfully retreats.
Both sides getting close to breaking here. Union's just basically going to hit breaking if they wipe these guys out. Confederates about to go down to breaking as well.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Union's about to get some reinforcements from that group that was just fighting.
Yep, here they come.
However, we're in a precarious position here because CSA still holds at that point. So they're about to hit breaking at the same time. Now Union is going to have to evaluate this situation and see if they can actually get the CSA the last stand with 6 minutes on the clock.
6 minutes is plenty of time.
Absolutely.
Especially if the CSA just need to go hide and spawn.
Yep,
at
and they're
this
going
point.
to that snake fence again to try and engage. CSA very close to breaking here. These out of lines are surely going to get them down.
And boom, boom. Go the other way. Boom, boom. What are you doing? Boom, boom. What are you doing?
Oh, takes out a flag, and
Oh.
from that they hit breaking.
So CSA is reforming on this snake fence. Some taking shots at the Union. Union are kind of, they're just all going up here. I mean, right now wouldn't be a bad idea to push, but the Confederates, they're going.
Yeah, they're going back into the woods. This is not a good decision, especially because the point is still capped. They're actually going on point to try and fully cap it. Some of them are. 9th Corps heading in with a charge. Pratly. Oh my god.
Pratly does not
Taking some
miss.
out. Pratly has one more shot left in that revolver.
Wow.
Oh, and he is out of ammo. He gets out his sword and falls back to 9th Corps.
Heck of a job. What is this? Confederates coming from the point of contention.
Oh, more out of lines.
You can see that bar ticking down, man.
Yeah,
'Cause
they're
of these out of
actually
lines.
very even right now. CSA definitely needs to rethink their strategy if they mean to do anything about this. 5 minutes left on the clock. Oh, Hook just coming in behind. Nobody's noticing. Now Lamad is going to do some damage. Oh, not enough, unfortunately.
You know what? I don't think Union's going to try and recap. I think they're going to just go try and full aggression. Because even if they keep losing tickets, they'll get a final push.
It's like,
Oh
oh,
my
It
that's
won't
right.
affect them that much.
Yeah,
Or
no, you're
CSA
right.
charging.
I mean,
This is
they'll
not
hit
good.
final. They're gonna hit final push before the CSA hits last stand,
Yeah.
and that'll lower that golden timer a little bit. Actually, I don't know what time it'll be.
Maybe around 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, just about this time. And when they do, they're pretty even on tickets. When they do hit
does
final push, they'll be close.
affect that counterattack timer?
It does.
It does.
Ah.
But yeah, I think
It's
it goes down
very
a little
rarely
bit.
seen. USA is moving up. Those sides. This is Union losing tickets. Confederates losing tickets.
Yeah, it's just an all-out brawl. However, CSA is actually losing more tickets than the Union at this point. Union fully reinforced, plenty of men, a lot of out-of-line tickets.
Yeah,
this is actually
Confederates-
going to further the deficit.
Confederates are gonna hit last stand before Union at this rate.
Oh my God, they're all coming back to the snake fence again. Yikes. This is definitely going to hurt them. Yeah. And by the way, for you guys watching, if CSA does hit last stand first and they take point, the game is over. So, or if they kill them all, which is most likely what they're going to do, possibly to show off. But final
They're
push
really-
does not work like that, actually.
Yeah,
What?
no.
I wasn't listening.
Oh, if
just
if
explaining.
Union hits final push and they take point, they do not automatically win. If CSA hits last stand and Union retakes point, they automatically win.
These 2 kills might cause CSA to go
Which
down.
I think it will.
Yeah,
I think
it
it's
will.
gonna happen because CSA has ran all the way back to their spawn.
He's
And
just,
I don't think Union's gonna do a
no
full recap.
shot.
they're actually.
What are you
taking
doing?
point.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
No!
What are you
Oh
doing?
no! Oh! Oh
No
no!
freaking way.
And
No
Union automatically
freaking-
pre-capping point. They're just gonna win right here.
Holy.
On
The game is over.
Eastwoods. On Eastwoods.
And that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. The game is completely
So
over.
thank you all for
CSA is in
watching.
their spawn.
The Civil War is done. The Union have claimed.
Wow.
The woods.
Oh my goodness.
Unbelievably. That is crazy. Those out-of-line tickets cost them.
Bro, and we caught that man in
Dearly.
4K.
Unbelievable.
Ian's
Very
gonna,
Now,
impressive by the
collector's charging in.
Ian's gonna hit final
This-
push. It lowered
this
the
company's
golden
gonna
timer
hold
a
him
little,
off.
but it doesn't even matter.
Oh,
No.
it's over. It's over. Just like that. A little bit longer than Hagerstown, but Union claiming 2 victories now. Damn.
Corded, your thoughts?
That was a very aggressive Union, which you do not see that on Eastwoods. Usually you see a very aggressive CSA because they have a lot more tickets and they're attacking in the close quarters environment. That was just a wonderful job by the Union. I've never seen that, I guess, reverse cap win on Eastwoods, so that was a first for me. Good job.
Fuse wall?
I mean, Union could not, and I mean this dearly, they could not have played that any better. They kind of went in, obviously, right there on that charge on the after-action report. They CSA evened out the tickets for a little bit, but this right here just hurt them, especially that out of line. I don't want to say the out of lines cost them, but it really did. You know, I mean, there was a lot of tickets going in, especially after the charge, that just cost the CSA dearly. And Union was just there to step in the shoes and clean up the victory. I mean, very impressive. Hats off to the Union. And hats off to Ninth Corps. Good job. Congratulations, by the way, on the undefeated record. I want to know.
Yeah, with that being said, we'll see you in the post-game interview. Here we are with our post-game interview for our first regular season event for Battleline Wednesdays. We had our first map, the Hagerstown Turnpike, which the IVB led the Union team to victory, and KB was defending that map. And then on our second map, we had Eastwoods. The JD was leading the Confederates in that assault. However, 9th Corps was able to lead their team and successfully defend that map. We have leaders and more from tonight's event to talk about strategy and more. So let's go through and introduce everyone. So let's go through the USA team. First, we have Collector.
Hey. Do it. Oh, am I supposed to talk?
And you can
I wasn't
say
paying
whatever
attention.
you want. Introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Colonel Collector of the Irish Volunteer Brigade, the largest and best regiment on the field. Of course. Hi. That's all I have.
Thank you. Next, we have Pratly.
Yep, I'm Colonel Pratly of the 9th New York, the slightly larger, slightly better unit on the field.
Wrong.
All right. And then we have Tommy.
Hey, Tommy, I'm commanding C Company in 51st Pennsylvania, subdivision of the 9th Corps.
And then on to our CSA representatives. First, we have Deez.
Hey, I'm Deez. I lead 2nd Georgia Sharpshooters in Jackson's division.
Then we have Natty Light.
Hey, I'm Natty. I was leading 2nd MS in CSA just tonight.
And then we have Provost.
Hey, I'm Provost. I am the commander of 38th Artillery Battalion attached to 2nd Mississippi.
Yay.
And then your announcing team tonight. First, we had Corded.
I'm Corded. I lead the Delta Company in 6th Louisiana, part of 2nd Corps.
And we also had Fusewell Jackson.
How's it going, guys? I'm announcing tonight, but usually I am a pub officer and a corporal for 2nd Mississippi.
And then you had myself as well. So let's get on to the first round, the Hagerstown Turnpike. The USA was attacking, so we'll start with you guys. What was your strategy going into the round, and how did you guys react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Yeah, so our strategy was just to try and take the top of the hill first thing. So it's a little difficult now with having to jump fences. It really slows us down. So we still tried to find a way. I think we had Ninth Corps sitting back there shooting at the fence.
Yeah, that was 251st, guys.
Yeah, the rest of our charges could go through just fine. But yeah, no, we just went straight in for combat and it just kind of kept up the pressure on that right flank. Rebels were very aggressive for defending, and I know they attacked us a few times. We just kind of just sat on that hill and were able to shoot them down to breaking. So that's how we did it from my point of view. I don't know, Pratly, you have anything to add to that?
Yeah. The only thing I would add is the first charge was able to work successfully because we did get to the hill slightly first, put on our bayonets, and then immediately charged across rather than waiting to get loads. And luckily, we were able to catch the CSA team with their pants down a little bit. They were still reloading, and so we were able to get into them without taking any real casualties, and able to get a quick team wipe, set up the battlefield as we wanted to, and then kind of go from there.
I mean, Hagerstown is one of those maps. Once you lock down control of that main hill, it's really hard for the enemy team to do anything about it.
All right.
For sure.
So let's move on to the CSA team. KB, who was leading their team, they weren't able to make it, but that's fine. We can ask the other representatives for their strategy. So yeah, CSA, what was your strategy going to defend the Hagerstown Turnpike, and how did you guys react to the ever-changing battlefield?
So originally, the goal was to hold that hill over there. We were able to stop, I believe, one charge, but then more came in, took it. At that point, we tried flanking a little bit. That was going okay. We got a little bit confident, decided to charge up the hill again. Didn't end up working out. And then at that point, we were basically breaking, and they were able to get on point. So that was good work on their part.
Any other second MS guys?
Oh yeah, we were just working close. I believe me and JD were working together to initially try to hold off that hill. We kind of looked at it as like whoever controlled the hill initially from that game, we'd be more or less able to control the tempo of the game. And so yeah, we definitely, we're trying our best to initially get set up on the hill in the form of diamond, or not a diamond, but more or less like an arrowhead. And yeah, after we lost the hill a little bit, I know I pulled my company back. We were just trying to engage them from the hill at that point. So pretty much first map for second MS.
I actually do have a question. I was going to pose it to USA, but now CSA is gone. I guess I'll ask you both, starting with the USA. You guys want to answer? How did you guys utilize the new being able to look at how far ahead or how low you are on tickets at the top of your screen on the UI? How did USA utilize that on that first map?
We used that quite a bit, more so on the second map, obviously. But on the first map, we could tell the rebels were about hit breaking, and so we started shifting our guys over to start capping.
Yeah, I mean, you might have. Sorry, go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, we definitely used that new mechanic a lot more on the second map. I'm still feeling it out, seeing how I actually feel about it. I'd imagine everybody else feels about the same way.
Yeah.
But even on the first map, it was really useful to see just how much like one failed charge on our part hurt us, or one failed charge on the red part hurt them.
Right.
And it is super useful to just know when to start shifting some of your regiments toward the point.
Yeah, I mean, you probably saw on the first map, 9th New York was basically already sprinting through the point by the time they went breaking, because we knew that it was going to be within the next 30 seconds or so. So we basically got ourselves to point by the time they hit breaking. So, by the time they could muster any real countercharge on point, we had it almost fully capped anyway, and we were able to just hold on to it and have it full capped more or less immediately, rather than waiting and trying to play a guessing game of when they were going to go down.
Right. Very interesting. Now, CSA, how did you guys utilize that system? I guess on both maps, right?
So on the first one, we had sort of the same thing happen because just as that was happening, JD was kind of on those rocks in front of the hill, and then I was like, oh, they're probably gonna charge point in a minute. And then you guys probably saw that at the same time. We saw you guys sprinting up, so then we just started falling back that way. So that was on the first one. On the second one, it lets you know. I mean, it's a matter of experience, but it seemed like we were in a pretty good condition when they got on that fence. So that's what kind of why I made the call to like keep trying to fight it on the fence. But then it went down just surprisingly fast when we were trying to get up there. So then that put us in the last stand, and that was so it can cause a little bit of overconfidence if you don't know the ticket balance of the maps and that sort of thing.
Right.
And as far as the second map went as well, it enabled us to just be like, okay, we're slightly ahead on tickets. They're at taking losses. We have 9 minutes to take this back. We can afford to just sit here, slug it out with them, and try and bring them to last stand because they're close enough that we're going to be able to do that in 9 minutes, rather than kind of being like, are they going to go through these tickets fast enough?
Oh yeah. Unfortunately enough, you were able to answer that, Pratly, yourself, with that last Rambo kill. I've got no more questions on my part, at least for this first map.
Corden, you got any questions for the first round?
I don't.
All right. So let's move on to the second round. Eastwoods, CSA, you were attacking. So what was your guys' strategy going into the round, and how did you guys react to the ever-changing battlefield?
So, our strategy was that JD was going to hold the left flank, and then we were going to send the rest of the units to the right to try and do a lot of damage. And we were able to do that. So at first, we saw the Union coming up on the fence. So then JD went over there. We tried to flank behind them. There was a small unit to our left. We were able to destroy that. And then we got behind them. A unit actually pulled off just as we were getting there, and we managed to crouch, and they just completely passed us. But then the other unit there saw us, charged us, and then the rest of our units were able to take that fence while they were charging us. And then we were able to implement a regular strategy. So what ended up happening was Second MS and KB ended up pushing up over there on the right. They did pretty well, is my understanding. And then as they were doing that, we also came over there on the left and started shooting into the side, kind of trying to do a little bit of distraction, that sort of thing. At that point, everyone pull on the Union side, pull back to their spawn. We wanted to see if we could get some volleys into their spawn from out of bounds. Didn't work. So then we went ahead, took point. We had a melee on point. That went favorably for us. But then we ended up getting there was a second attack. Our guys got mostly wiped. So then we ended up getting up on that fence, and then there was Una over there. They started shooting into us. I thought, hey, it's one unit, we'll just attack them, but they were doing very well. They were able to kill a lot of guys. So then we ended up going into last stand on that fence. We should have pulled back, but I thought it was just one unit. But then apparently they got reinforced by the rest of the team, so they were able to pull that out because of that.
Natty, anything to add?
Oh yeah. So to add to that, yeah. So my plan was definitely to work with JD on that to reinforce the right. We definitely had a good portion of the Union team right off the start of the map, kind of like rush us on the right hand side, and we started to definitely engage it. Then we pulled back from spawn once they were on the fence to shoot back at them. And then once the Union finally retreated, we pulled the right, and we pulled to the right and stuck to the initial plan. And we were just looking for movement. And about that time, we got into position. Union started to really pull back, and that kind of forced the cap. And then like what Deez was saying is we were more or less like trying to duke it out over the point at that point, like because of just based upon the circumstances, because we were attackers. And so it was a total strategy. And that, the fight, definitely the first initial, I guess, charge to fight over the point was very vicious. And then another regiment was able to sneak around and hold the fence, which was a brilliant move on the Union. And so it was just a fight over the fence. So, yeah, it was a fun fight. Definitely a fun fight. So that's all I got.
All right, thank you. Let's move on to the USA team. What was your guys' strategy to defend the East Woods, and how did you guys react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Yeah, I mean, more or less that played out exactly as we drew it up. You know, our plan was to get up and put some shots into them from the fence line on the edge of the woods at the start of the game, kind of get an early ticket advantage, pull back to the road, fight it out a little bit there. But then the plan right from the beginning was as soon as we go down to engage, we're gonna retreat, let them cap point, and then try and push it all the way down to last stand, which kind of worked out well. I think, you know, like they said, what worked out really well for us, that initial charge we made onto point, actually what happened, rather than sneaking around, we kind of pushed through the CSA on the first charge. And so my guys, actually the 9th New York, and I think the 51st as well, moved up to the fence line again, not realizing that there were still rebs there, but it actually enabled us in a way to be way more successful because we had a full line on the fence line waiting for rebs to come in, shooting them up as they were coming in, trying to basically just defend that fence line for all we were worth while the rest of the team finished off what was going on point. And then yeah, like, you know, we were worried we were going to lose that fence line. We only had one unit there. Most of the CSA charged us, but we were able to hang on to it, and then we got reinforcements from the IVB guys, and at that point, you know, we could see on the morale state tracker, we were like, okay, it's breaking. They're at least halfway down. We have 3 minutes left to do this. As long as they keep charging, we're going to win this. And luckily they kept coming in, and we were able to just sort of shoot them and melee them down into last stand, and then instantly cap it.
Yeah, the strategy pretty much just went perfectly according to plan. It's very rare that that happens in this game, but Pratly, very rare. Um, but Pratly, most of the 51st actually in that last charge, we kind of took the brunt of the initial charge at point. We actually spawned back at main, and we're just hanging out right next to cap, waiting for them to go down into last stand so we could pounce on it. We were just waiting for you all to just knock them down into last stand up the fence, and you did a great job. Everybody did a really great job on both maps.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, no, it was great. It was awesome having sharps. We just hit the rebels early, and it's kind of a shame we had to fall back, but you know, it is a defending map, and yeah, you know, I had a great time. We got nothing else to add.
Yeah,
And
Eastwoods is such a hard map to win as Union.
It
You're
is.
kind of
Yeah.
limited in your strategies.
And I mean, what was super cool as well, I thought that fight over the fence line was really cool. It was super intense. I think the
Definitely.
new vaulting mechanics were showed off really well. You know, it turned into this sort of point blank range shooting match across the fence with a little bit of melee going on,
Yeah.
and that was pretty cool.
Sharps really helped with that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think
because
there's definitely going to be a change of strategy, for sure. Sorry to cut you off, but actually have a question for you USA guys. In terms of your plan in the beginning, on the initial charge where you guys held off the initial charge by the CSA from their spawn, was there any talk about maybe changing the plan and holding that snake fence?
there was a little bit in
Yeah, I
Ford.
wanted to.
We decided to pull back, just because we didn't want to risk taking a super high number of casualties fighting it out on that fence line.
Right.
Yeah, I know we talked about that a little bit in the Ninth Corps Discord before the event. We also talked it was holding that fence line the entire game was brought up during Quad, and we just decided against it. It's a little too risky casualty wise.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you could even see on that first charge, we got sort of an initial ticket lead off of it. And even though we won that charge and had a fair few guys remaining, we immediately went back down to level with them just from one charge that we mostly won. And so, you know, at that point, we kind of looked at it and we were like, they're going to keep throwing bodies at this. As attackers, you know, when we're counterattacking, we can afford to do that. But when we're defending, sooner or later we'll go last stand. Sooner or later they'll go final push versus last stand. If it's, you know, right at the beginning of it, we're gonna lose that every time.
So you guys were essentially playing for time after that first initial charge. You saw the lead, and you wanted to stall it out, drag the game as long as it could until they capped.
Yeah, basically, you know, we actually had a conversation when we were fully pulled back, you know, where we said, okay, one of two things happens. Either they keep trying to shoot us and they wait until like the last 5 or 10 minutes to capture it, in which case we were going to go and try and instantly recap it just because we knew they wouldn't have the time on the clock. Or what ended up happening, you know, was they cap it with like 20-25 minutes to go, and we just try and bring them all the way down to last stand by just being super aggressive on it, and that's what ended up happening. But we were kind of prepared for either.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Our strategy it swung wildly on the pendulum. We started off super aggressive, then got super defensive, and swung back to super aggressive at the end.
Any more questions from our announcers?
I got some observations and thoughts. I think that CSA wasn't as aggressive as they could have been after they took the fence and were able to enter the woods. There also, I can't remember many times. I think there may have been one time where CSA actually charged together. I think it was KB and second and miss. But on that map, since they have sharps and a bunch of other stuff, I guess, and they have defender positioning, whatever. You kind of got to be together and attacking together, and that's kind of the only way that you can. That's the only way that I could see them winning that map with the way that with the way that the Union were playing, and they were playing it really well. Also, with IVB being at that cabin, I didn't know you could be out there, and I would assume that no the CSA team knew you were out there. And I figured that was going to happen. Yeah, I figured that was going to happen because I remember Ninth Corps coming from their spawn because that's where the CSA is expecting them. And then I knew IVP was going to go unnoticed, and they did right before the end, and they got right into JD.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was a good job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, and hats off to you. My only comment is, hey, congratulations, USA, on the 2-0. And I think I speak for all the announcers here. We definitely look forward to for more wood fighting, corn fighting, wherever the fight may be. So hats off to you guys, huh?
I think on Corded's first point there as well, we even said during Quad it's going to be smaller numbers tonight than we've been playing with for a while. Obviously we're used to these massive servers now with 100+ people on each side, and so we said, if they split their team up, it's just divide and conquer. As soon as they split, we want to target down the smaller units, and we were able to do that pretty effectively on the first map. And then the second map, the JD I know got in behind us once, but we were able to immediately sort of counter and charge into them with 2 or 3 groups, wipe them quickly, and then reestablish positions. And they just didn't have the manpower to break through when split like that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And especially even those lower pop games, those sharps really do come in handy. They're much more effective.
So for CSA, one of our main concerns was just making sure we didn't, you guys didn't end up back on that fence. So that was kind of we were trying to take that left for that reason, to keep you guys off of that. And we were able to do some decent flanking from there. But the issue was on that second charge, you guys were able to get in very quickly and do that well. And that's when we were, pushed back completely. We didn't have anything in the forest at that point. So that was good play by you guys to get on that fence after that.
So yeah, are there any other comments, questions, anything?
I have one more thing for the video.
Yeah.
Everybody who's watching to this point, please comment down below if on your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches you use grape jelly or strawberry jelly.
Oh my god!
So I swear to God, grape jelly is the only correct answer. So if you put strawberry
answer
jelly,
wisely.
Yeah.
Also, we need to bring back the
think about it.
debates.
Also,
Bro,
my last thing
I
is make sure you comment justice for Brutish down in the comments
Justice
as well.
for Brutish.
Justice
Yeah,
for
justice
jelly.
for Brutish.
Yeah, as
grape
Guardian,
jelly.
you got to make a poll now. Yeah, you got to make
Wow,
a
dude,
poll.
that's true.
Make a poll. Grape jelly versus strawberry jelly.
And also a
I'll
second poll,
ping
which is
everyone.
either justice for Brutish or no justice for Brutish.
Oh,
Ooh.
no justice, no peace.
We're gonna actually have a whole debate about that, justice for Brutus or not. But
Peanut butter jelly.
yeah.
Did Brutish have it coming? That's the real question.
Now,
I would
really
argue he
will,
did.
No.
what will really matter is what jelly does he prefer.
That's a
That's an
good
excellent
point.
question.
That'll determine whether he
Yeah.
deserves justice.
I had somebody tell me jam. They like jam instead of jelly on their peanut butter.
Were they European?
No, they I mean,
Oh,
kind of.
well,
They
I'm
were
surprised.
Canadian.
Okay, well, that's
That's basically
Kind
European.
of. They did come from Europe. That is accurate. See, now we're learning
they
here on
speak French
Battle
up
Line.
there.
It's true. They're weird.
So yeah. With that being said, thank you all for watching tonight's event. I hope you enjoyed. A great way to kick off the first season. Probably the weirdest match of esports that I've seen in my life. Very exciting though. So yeah, with that being said, please like, comment, share, subscribe for more. We're close to 1,000. Let's get there. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Have a good night.